Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we've got a big battle brewing in Arabia as Vivi, playing as the Burgundians in red, gets ready to take on Sitaux, playing as the Bengalis in blue. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Burgundians are the John Belushi of civilizations, having some of the craziest features and upgrades in the entire game. Militarily, yes, they do focus primarily on their cavalry. It's the only civ in the game having access to cavaliers in the Castle Age, and their unique unit, the Custilier, is a medium cavalry shock unit that has a charge attack where every single 40 seconds it gets a massive plus 20 or plus 25 added to its attack, whether you're looking at the base or elite model. Now, to support their cavalry on the field of battle, Burgundian gunpowder units come with extra attack, and they do have access to a second unique unit, the Flemish Militiamen. This is a medium infantry unit with a decent attack bonus against cavalry. Now, if that's still not enough for you, the Burgundians can conscript their entire civilian population, every single one of these villagers, to become a Flemish militia, and allowing even more Flemish militia to be trained out of their barracks. In order to pay for the Burgundian war machine, their stable techs are cheaper, their relics generate food in addition to gold, all economic upgrades are available one age earlier and also cost less food, and their farmers can be upgraded to generate a small amount of gold while they till their fields, similar in a way to the Vietnamese paper money upgrade that allows lumberjacks to generate gold. The Burgundians rely on their farmers to do so. Rhino causes a bit of damage here, but ultimately does go down. Across the shifting sands, we've got Sitaux as the Bengalis, very much an elephant civilization. All of their elephant units get less bonus damage, are more resistant to conversion, and can be upgraded to attack 20% faster. Now, in addition, all Bengali melee cavalry do come with a small attack bonus against skirmishers, and them in order to support their main focus on the field of battle, because elephants, as we all know, are slow, and even with the resistant to conversion, are easily converted because of their speed. Bengali monks do come with a huge +3/+3 armor boost, and the Bengalis can also rely on their unique unit, the Rathas. This is one of the most versatile but hated units in the game, being a chariot unit that can switch between ranged and melee attacks. Now, economically, to support the Bengali army, every single town center does spawn 2 villagers for free whenever the next age is reached. And the Bengalis can, what do we want to call it? Evolve, enhance, upgrade their entire civilian population, every single villager. And I shouldn't say civilian. Let's just leave it at villagers and monks. They can upgrade them so that they take up 10 population space less. The way that works is that every single villager, every single monk, instead of taking up 1 population room, takes up 0.9. So you can use the extra room for more military, explode your economy, do whatever the heck you'd like to do. Those are the 2 civilizations we have. As always, I will keep my eyes hopefully peeled on the Bengali town center once Sitaux hits up, clicks up to feudal, so we can watch those 2 villagers pop out. I do love watching the features of the game appear. If you watch this channel before, you know that that's one of the things I love to do. So in any event, both players, 18 villagers, both players, 1 military count. Uh-oh, villager gets caught out here. It's very possible. 18 villagers apiece is not going to last very long. 1 more hit, and he dies. What a catch here for our Bengali. Vivi straying very far away from his town center, very far from any kind of defense. I'm surprised the village didn't fight back at all. Oh my god, are they loomless? They are loomless. That's why only now is he getting loom, as our Bengali already clicks up to Feudal Age. But our Burgundian still, despite losing that 1 villager, is 1 villager ahead. Let's take a look at the resources, where they're located, see if anyone is particularly advantaged or not. Primary gold and stone, somewhat in the backwards position for our Burgundian. Not terrible. I also like this little nook, this area of expansion here that Vivi's trying to claim for himself. He has 1, 2, 3 forests in a bit of a spearhead position, pointing immediately to his opponent, although maybe not immediately, but you guys get the artistic license. Sito, for his part, primary gold, I would say in the kind of center position, but still somewhat protected. A house here would go very long in securing this part of the base. Primary stone, nice and secure in the back, although so many hills around makes it a little bit annoying. We'll see if he can fit a town center if he wants to. No! Oh, I missed the 2 villagers. Oh, I hate when that happens. Sito continues to search around his opponent's base. Our Burgundian is walling himself in like there is no tomorrow, like he is expecting perhaps the greatest assault in the history of Age of Empires. 1, 2, there was a 3rd villager just now returning to get lumber. So 3 villagers, 4 maybe, possibly 5 if you count the ones going over here, taken off the production line to secure this base. The problem for Vivi is that Sito's already in. His scout's already here. The wall off, not quite as successful as he would have hoped, at least initially. We'll see if there's any kind of follow-up push from our Bengali, who for now seems to be quite happy to just mass his army here right in front of his base, off the back of now 2 extra villagers, because that's the way the Bengalis roll. They might be behind a villager or 2, but the second they get those free villagers... Oh, beautiful, beautiful moves out of Vivi. But will it be enough? I mean, eventually you'd like to think the scout's going to die. There's nowhere left for him to run. Turns around, gets the high ground, gets a whack off at this scout, and dies himself. Kills 1 apiece. But it is our Bengali who has the economic kill. That being said, resources lost, just in terms of what these units are worth, very much in favor of our Burgundian, who is now going to come under attack with a very small, very slow-moving force. But we'll see what kind of damage Sito can do. He's already proven himself. Oh, the villager EU disappeared right as I was about to click him. And now it is Vivi's turn to go out onto the map and scout to see where his opponent is. He sees the wall up being created. Will he return the favor? This is not a loomless villager, though. This is very much a loom-full villager. But Vivi with the high ground. Oh, this is not Dark Age. This is not a villager unprotected. An archer comes in. Town center, garrison. No, not garrisoned at all. Oh no, Vivi. Let's take a look at locations of forests while he comes under attack. I mean, we saw the primary 3. He's got no forests in the back. Oh, that's very sour. As we can see, this forest very exposed. Lots and lots of areas for Bengali archers to place themselves. This one's a little bit better. A little thicker, a little juicier. We'll call it a fat forest, P-H-A-T. This one, a little bit of a skinny forest. And so because of that, gets attacked almost immediately. The scout discovering the back of our Bengali base, which is now also starting to get walled off, and a spearman moving. So he's expecting some kind of cavalry movement. Otherwise, I'm not too sure why the individual spearman has made his way across the map. Just like I'm not too sure about this spearman, although with archers here, you could potentially expect a cavalry response. Adding a spearman is fine, but adding one here, I'm not too sure about. 3 archers, spearman for our Bengali, circling around the back. 4 archers now. Oh, look at this spearman. He knows the only exit is here, so he knows. Oh, but Vivi sees it. Vivi sees it and uses the mobility of the scout to dance around that spearman. And this, is this the end? No, he brings the scout. I don't think he needed the scout, but look at that amazing attack from the lion. Okay, so do we vote now or do we vote later? Text *1 if you think this is the most useless unit we've ever seen in Age of Empires. Text *2. I don't know. I actually don't text anything. I don't know what *1, *2 in your country is. It might be calling the police to your house, and then you'll blame me, and then the police will show up in my house. You guys know what I'm talking about. All those TV shows like America's Got Talent. Text 1, 2, 3 if you think Britney Spears is the winner of tonight's show or whatever the hell. I'm not too familiar with those kinds of shows. My reality TV show consumption is very much the trash reality TV shows. I love those. Anyway, you did not tune in to hear me ramble on about 90 Day Fiance. You have tuned in to watch Age of Empires 8 army supply to 5, 37 villager count to 35. Let's take a look at resources. Just as I say that, our Bengali clicks up to Castle Age. I will make sure that I do not miss the pumping out of 2 extra villages from this town center, but not too far behind. Less than 10 seconds, actually, is our Burgundian, who has secured his base. And now his skirmishers are going to show away this entire force. Outnumbered as they are 8-3 for a second there. They are the better unit. Nothing here really to close the distance and get into their minimum range. Remember, these guys come with an annoying minimum range of 1, which means if you have cavalry, you can absolutely wreck these guys. Hilariously fletching going up for both players as they expand into archery. And, you know, that's the way it goes. I say one is a cavalry civilization, one is an elephant civilization. And, of course, the players then decide to go ranged units. Okay, spearmen might be able to close the gap, though. Might want to peel one of these skirmishers off. Oh, no. Oh, no. Death near the cactus patch. But the spearman's going to pay for that kill with his life. Kill count 3 for our Burgundians, 4 for our Bengalis, who might attract the ire of the lion. No. They are missing, but 3 more skirmishers. They attract the ire of the lion. And oh no, now they have to... Poor Vivi. He wanted to sandwich these archers with 5 skirmishers, which would have absolutely wrecked these archer units had he gotten lucky and placed them perfectly. Instead, oh my god, I missed it again. No, there they are. Okay, so we didn't see them exactly pop out, but the fact that they're walking like this, hand in hand, to chop lumber tells me these are the 2 villages that were produced. In any event, Bengali, 2nd town center. Okay, exactly where I thought it would go. Obviously, nowhere on these hills. 3rd town center, very forward position. Ooh, in a deep crevice here. I don't like this location. I understand it. I don't like it, but he's going very heavy on the stone. I mean, 5 villagers on stone here. Will these 4 also go on stone to give him 9 on stone? Archers have become crossbows. Skirmishers have just now become elite skirmishers. OG scout with no kills continues to roam the map, but these crossbows have to be careful. 2 more skirmishers join in on the fight. Forget the scout unit with its 5 attack. You have 1 melee armor. And look at the chaos, the death, the mayhem caused by the counter unit here. And our Bengali has to get the hell out of here. I hope he doesn't stop the fire. Do not stop the fire. Okay, I thought maybe he'd want to get the high ground and fire. Upgrades are now +2, +1 to +1, nothing. 2nd town center is up for our Burgundian. Ooh, you think he should have gone here or maybe outside here? Next to the gold. Instead, he's choosing to place a 3rd one right next to the stone. What is going on here with the stone? Gathering from both players. Okay, so all 5 villagers did not go to stone. Instead of the 9 that I thought, it is only 2. And our Burgundian is now here. More scouts popping out for our Bengali to defend. Remember, these guys do come with a +2 attack bonus against skirmishers. There it is. At the bottom, there's skirmisher 2. So this is quite literally a counter unit to a counter unit. Now they are light cavalry. Oh, which means they come with 2 melee, 2 pierce attack against a unit that does 5 damage. Goodbye, skirmishers. But let's see if the spearman can save the day. Yes, he does. Hero spearman. This guy owes him a debt of gratitude. They are now buddies. They are now friends. They're going to wander the map forever together. A stable. Let's take a look at the bases while the players have disengaged, even though our Bengali is circling around the south, possibly looking for an avenue of attack. So we have 1 barracks, 1 stable, and 1 archery range for our Burgundian. So a little bit of everything. Converts a spearman. Will he die? No, I don't think he'll die. And by the way, take a look. +3/+3 armor. So our Bengali making use of all the super cool features of his civilization. Another monk comes out. Vivi decides to just delete the spearman instead of giving him to his opponent. And now mYi.Sitaux parks himself right outside Vivi's base. Let's see what he's got aside from the 2. Very pretty. By the way, I really like the Bengali monasteries with their little ponds with the lily pads and stuff and the vines. It's a pretty cool structure in any event. We know he's got a stable because we've seen the light cav. We know he's got a barracks. We know he's got an archery range. Also, 1 of each. His very much in the forward position, clumped all three, whereas our Burgundians base looks a little bit more ramshackle and scattered an archery range all the way in the back. So reinforcing might be a bit of an issue. Let's take a look at map vision, because I see this blue dot streaming across the map. Sitaux is looking around, most likely for relics, and his map vision is fantastic. Red missing huge chunks of the map, although it has seen the tip of the relic. That was a good find. Monk dies. Our Bengali will also catch the skirmisher. Oh man, lucky break here for Sitaux. I mean, I say luck, but the scout placement is exactly what won him those 2 units, but perhaps not paying attention and loses this light cav as well. Another monk gets sniped here. Now his monks are moving forward, 3 of them, but there's 3 light cav for the opposing player, and they are going to go straight for the monks. 2 monks die. A 3rd monk dies, but all 3 scouts. 3 scouts for 3 monks, not terrible. And he reveals his castle right as this light cav dies. If this had gone up a few seconds later, man, oh man, would our Burgundian be in the dark? The slowest monk kill in the history of the game comes to its inevitable conclusion as this Bengali spearman guns him down. Uh-oh. Oh, look at the monkey. Did a little bit of a circle there. He didn't know what to do. He panicked. And that panic cost him his life. So somehow, I started casting a game on Arabia, but we've apparently moved on to Arena, where the players are fighting for relics. Our Bengali already has 3 relics. It looks like he's going to get a 4th. Sitaux playing a bit of an interesting game, similar to a style that you play against the Lithuanians, where you try to deny relics. Because remember, relics for the Burgundians, in addition to gold, also generate food, and that is not something you want to give them for free when they're, you know, can call a Flemish revolution at any moment. That does, it's a variable cost now, so it's 200 food plus 10 food per villager, so denying them food is not a bad strategy. And by doing that, you deny, you deny them the relics. Oh, where are you going? How did that, what? This castle keeps missing every single time it fires. That's the most ineffective castle I've ever seen. Holy shit, this villager, go buy a lottery ticket. That was the luckiest villager I've ever seen. This is a cast of extremes today. The most useless unit, the most lucky villager. And then even Rathas are out. Not a unit I expected to see out of our Bengali, but one I am happy to see. Man, do people hate this unit. I mean, I thought, I was looking at the upgrades. I was thinking maybe, you know, he's committed to a certain type of upgrade. And so getting the Ratha, oh, he loses one to a convert. And then Vivi deletes it instead of allowing it to get reconverted. Red line doesn't really seem to reach the Bengali castle, but both of them are firing at each other. The blue line definitely reaches this castle. A 3rd castle going up for our Bengali. Is he going Mr. Yo meme build? Rathas? He's got 9 in the production tab. He's going up to Imperial. He's getting pikes, so they will attack 20% faster. At the same time, though, he's got to be careful. 3 light cav streaming into the back of his base. He's got nothing here to defend this. Vivi realized he doesn't really need to break into anything since there are some villagers here, but quick reaction time from Sitaux garrisons them. Now the Rathas. So anyway, I was saying, I thought, I was looking at the upgrades. I was thinking, you know, maybe he already dumped a bunch of money into upgrades. And so getting a Ratha, because one of the annoying things about Rathas is because they're melee and pierce, excuse me, I'm going to have a sip of water. You have to upgrade both of those strains or veins or tech trees, whatever you want to call it. Cavaliers are going to come out. So we're going to see a cavalry on cavalry battle with these Rathas. Let's see how many villagers they can get. Beyond the initial villager, doesn't look like they actually got any villagers. And now they run face first into a bunch of light cav. And here we go. Always fun to see with the Burgundians. Remember, their stable techs are 50% cheaper, which means generally, as a rule, they sometimes, I shouldn't say they sometimes, they have the fastest paladins appearing in the game. Because again, the cost of the paladin is halved, which means they save about what, like more than 1,000 resources? But we're an Imperial. Illumination being researched. Our Bengali is going full balls to the wall monks. He sees the Cavaliers. He wants to get converts. He wants whatever our Burgundian has. Our Burgundian housed yet again, this time at 115. Loses his castle. Oh, beautiful, beautiful last minute wall. Look at Vivi literally using everything he possibly can. A house, a palisade, a stone wall. And the villagers, I mean, I see one dead body here, but the villagers survive. These Burgundian villagers are quite versatile. Very cocky spearman moves in, decides to back away. Nah, he says. And now a crossbowman going to annoy the hell out of these villagers, but in 22 seconds, we're going to see paladins against Rathas. Elite Rathas. Theocracy as well. I mean, the elite Ratha is fantastic, but he's not getting melee upgrades. And if you're going to take on paladins, not yet fully upgraded paladin, still needs blast furnace, the last attack upgrade. And remember, one annoying thing about the Burgundian paladin, much like the Celtic paladin, no bloodlines, so they cap out at 160 HP. The elite Ratha is what, 135, I think, with bloodlines. So not a massive difference in HP, 25. Trying to save the monk with these Rathas. He saves one just by virtue of how many freaking Rathas he can throw in. And here we go, the converts. The converts are about to happen. What the hell? The Lion, the Witch, and the Paladin are streaming across the map here. Lion gets lost in the shuffle. Another converted Paladin. How many does he have? Our Bengali has 3 converted Paladins. And an emergency castle going up for our Bengali here. He does not want to get raided. Not too sure what the point of that gate was. But he is going to lose a lot of villagers if he's not careful. At the same time, back home, he is laying siege to yet another castle. He is moving forward, trying to attack the infrastructure, but the paladins are here. They're going to get a good amount of villager kills. 160, 180 HP doesn't matter. Their pierce armor is fantastic, which means they are almost immune from town center fire. Especially when a town center... Oh, no, this one has 14 villagers. I thought it had 4 or 5. Instead, it has 14, but ultimately... Let's see how this battle shakes out. Wow. Still 3 converted paladins for our Bengali, who now finds more villagers to the south, more paladin kills to the middle and to the north. Oh, I thought this was going to be that one annoying crossbow, but looking at the top, it looks like he's dead. Now the paladins retreat. There's only 15 of them. There's how many? 24 Rathas. So confusing. Who's in melee mode? Who's in ranged mode? The paladins take them on with the help of the town center full of 10 villagers. The Rathas have to retreat. Take a look at their pierce armor. The exact same as the paladins. Villagers dead. Rathas engage in the center. This is a lot of Rathas. 36 total. Finally getting iron casting. No melee attack upgrades for them when they are in their melee mode. And big battle. I mean, numerically, you have to give this to the Rathas, right? I mean, the paladins are almost fully upgraded. Again, still missing blast furnace. But holy moly, did they melted those Burgundian paladins. Let's take a look at what we were working with here. Okay. X out the villager, the light cav, 21 paladins, 2600 HP against 36 Rathas. And again, let's put the stats up. Let's choose a melee. I think this guy's melee. Melee versus melee. Take a look at that attack. Base of a 14, base of a 12. HP is less, so 2 less attack. and 25 less HP, but they outnumbered them almost 50%. And let's see what happens here. HP on the... Oh, okay. So the HP on the Paladins is terrible. Look at that. It should be at 3680, which is the same as the Rathas. But because they're so damaged, look at how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are basically at below 50% health. So let's see what happens. I mean, we know what happens. Let's see why it happened. Okay, so to the north, the Paladin is completely outnumbered. 6-1. They're holding their ground for a brief moment here. And then ultimately, just the numbers. And look at that, 14 Paladins left, basically double. And we've seen Rathas die to skirmishers. We've seen Rathas die to elephant archers. We've seen Rathas die to literally anything and everything under the sun. But against the Burgundian Paladin, without bloodlines, without blast furnace, man, oh man, do these Rathas survive. Their HP is still not bad. Who's kidding who? This HP is not bad at all. I mean, when you ignore the healthy... Okay, you know what? Never mind. I take that back. I'm recanting. I'm issuing a recantation or whatever it is that newspaper people do when they get a story wrong. I looked at the HP. I included the reinforcements. Forget the reinforcements because, I mean, this guy's reinforcing. He's got 100% HP. Look at their HP now. They're down about 900, but the Paladins, man, oh man, only 6 of them left. Loses the castle to the middle, loses the castle just up top. Going to mine gold where already a Bengali presence exists. Does our Burgundian know about this gold patch? No, he does not. Scouting, 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 and look at our Bengali surrounding his opponent to the south. Another game with another Maginot line of castles being built. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th castle for our Bengalis. No wonder he placed the town center here and here next to the stone. And using that Ratha, man, oh man, did we finally see the Ratha take an amazing fight, and not a fight against a weak unit, by the way. Even missing Blast Furnace, even missing Bloodlines. 160 HP Paladin with 5 melee armor against a unit that attacks on a 14 is not terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. 44 Paladins, 62 Rathas, 8 PM for both players, not the highest. One at the end of, towards the end of the game, one towards the beginning of the game. I'm very interested in economy, about 20% difference. Just looking at it this way, Relic about 1,200 gold. So I guess he used that Relic money to pay for all those Rathas. They are not cheap. They cost 60 gold a piece. So that's 20 extra Rathas. I guess to a little bit over 20. Let's take a look. Wood, our Bengali is ahead. Which is, again, you expect the Rathas do cost 60 wood, 60 gold. So not exactly a cheap unit. Food, our Burgundian with the Paladins. Gold, very much our Bengali. Stone, holy shit, about 4 or 5 castles worth of stone difference. That is bonkers. Let's take a look at kill count. Oh, our Burgundian just shy of 100 with 92. Our Bengali 125, 35 of which were villagers. I mean, we saw him catch out villagers to the south. We saw him harassing villagers to the north with that annoying crossbow. And look at this. I think he ran out of gold. I think he ran out of army. I think he just ran out of everything. Although I shouldn't say gold. Our Burgundian ran out of food. This is why Citeaux denied him relics. Because you do not want 30. I think somebody in the comments let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 30 food per minute per relic. So if you get all 5 relics, it's 150 food per minute. So after 20 minutes, you've got 3,000 food. And that could pay for a lot of paladins. So our Burgundian, his gold count is not terrible. I say ran out of gold. I meant more the patches. Once this 600 is gone, again, he doesn't know this one exists. And this one's about to come under attack once blue notices. And ultimately, at the end of the day, though, resources aside, I think it's this that won our Bengali the game. With the death of the Paladins comes the death of this Treb. With the death of the Treb comes any kind of resistance against these monsters who will start destroying infrastructure as they are starting to do. And I don't know that our Burgundian has enough to call a Flemish revolution and turn each one of these villagers into a Flemish militiaman. Actually, you know what? Never mind. He's got 1,700 gold still. So a total of about 3,000 gold still available. But yeah, that's why I figured the army really is the reason he GG'd. And wow, what a fun battle. It's nice to see the Ratha take a W. I don't take sides in matches. I don't really care who wins. Like I always say, I don't have money on the game. I'm not gambling on these games. But it is nice to see a unit that almost always loses. You know, it's a bit of an underdog in the game. And man, oh man, is it hated. Do people hate this unit? It is nice to see it take a W. And using this most hated unit in the game, mYi.Sitaux busts through the Burgundian defenses, crushes the Burgundian Paladins, takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.